Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Monday, the 16th of October. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller. Thanks for joining us today. Hope it was a great weekend for you. Coming up this morning, I get to share with you Spiral Spine out of Brentwood. I'll introduce you to the founder of this, Aaron Myers, and who they're helping, how they're helping, and how you can connect. After that, our food columnist and food writer, Mayhew, takes us to another great place in the Middle Tennessee area. She's always finding the best eats, and she's sharing with us once again this morning what she has come across on her travels to find good and delicious restaurants.
Beginning January 1, Delta Dental of Tennessee is introducing enhanced benefits for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It'll include extra cleaning times for people with special needs, extra time for exams. More importantly, we will create a training program that any dentist office in the state can go online and pick that up.
At Delta Dental, we believe that the quality of oral health care should be accessible and inclusive for all.
At Chapels, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family because at Chapels, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapels locations in Dixon, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
At Old Hickory Credit Union, we're member-owned, not-for-profit, and eager to serve our Robertson County community. Since 1934, we have strived to provide our members with a safe, reliable place to take care of all their financial needs. From checking accounts to loans to mortgages, we're here to help. Credit unions have to constantly adapt to meet the needs of an ever-changing market. However, one constant will always remain, and that is the service we provide to our members. Stop by our Greenbrier branch today.
What separates us from other companies in Tennessee, that's going to be our mission to our customers, is to always improve the quality of life. That's from taking care of your pest to a friendly voice on the phone when you call, to a technician that comes out, he's competent, he's going to solve the problem for you. We're considered a full encompassing service, so we're going to take care of 50 plus different pests, and we'll always have your back.
Movement and exercise may be the last two things you want to think of when dealing with either back pain or if, say, you have scoliosis or another disability, but movement can be extremely helpful. I am delighted to introduce our next guest to dive in a little deeper into this topic. She is the founder of Spiral Spine Resources and Pilates Studio in Brentwood, Tennessee. We have Aaron Myers with us. Aaron, first off, thank you so much for your time. You know, Aaron enjoyed a career as a professional dancer. She was with the Radio City Rockettes and has trained in Pilates at the Kane School of Core Integration, but her knowledge, her certifications go far beyond that. She also has a personal experience to share. So Aaron, thank you so much for this time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
You are very welcome. So first off, tell us a little bit about your business and what you offer there in Brentwood.
Yep. I have a Pilates studio. It's called Spiral Spine Pilates, and we're in Brentwood, kind of near the Galleria Mall. Okay. And it's a 2,300 square foot studio. I'm actually in the studio right now. I can kind of give you a glimpse of
very nice
the huge studio that we have here. And we do tons of privates. And I've got a staff of 12 that helps me hold down our large clientele base that we have here. We work with kids all the way to people in their 80s living with scoliosis, and then people who just want to work out and they want to have a fabulous Pilates studio. It's a really boutique studio, so we have a lot of high-end clients, a lot of athletes, and a lot of people who are just normal people that want a private experience. We do some small group classes as well on equipment, and then we have Pilates teacher training, and we have workshops specifically for scoliosis as well.
So much. Well, they kind of share with us then why movement is important. Why, if you're dealing with back pain, for those of us who have back pain, whether lower, middle, upper, or someone with scoliosis, why they need to move and maybe start exercising.
Movement is medicine. It just is. Our bodies are made to move. Our bodies are made to heal. And a lot of times when we have some kind of a pathology, whether it's diagnosed or undiagnosed, we have a lot of fear and we stop moving. And that's one of the worst things that you can possibly do. And that a lot of times people get injured when they have a diagnosis and they move with someone that doesn't know what to do with their body and with their backs. And so because they get further in pain and they get more injury, they absolutely stop moving. So a lot of times people have to find a lot of courage in order to come through the studio for the first time. And then they get a little, healing balm when they're here and they're like, I didn't know that I could move without pain. I had an 81-year-old client who came to the studio for the first time 2 weeks ago, and because she wanted to start working on her back pain. I was like, you're my favorite client. Oh my gosh. I know. I was like, it's never too late. And she had a lot of fear because she had worked with a lot of other people and they had all left her in pain. And she was about to walk out and she turned around and she said, I'm not in pain. And it's great. That's what the goal is that people can learn to move without pain, no matter what their diagnosis is.
I know that must be like music to your ears when someone, especially her age, who has gone through all that, says something like that to you. For those watching this, you have a personal experience and story because you yourself were diagnosed with scoliosis when you were young.
Yep. I was diagnosed with scoliosis at age 14 with a 17-degree upper curve. So it was just a minor upper curve diagnosed. And then the doctor said, I'll never need to see you again. So I went about my life, never thinking I needed to do anything about it. Went on to dance with the Radio City Rockettes. Got very injured with my knees, dancing with the Rockettes, and that led me into the realm of Pilates. And when I moved to Nashville from New York City, I opened up my first Pilates studio. And somehow, I don't even remember, word just started to spread that I had scoliosis, and I danced with the Radio City Rockettes. So, of course, I would be able to work with anyone with scoliosis, which wasn't the case at that time. But I had a child brought to me by her parents who had scoliosis, and she said, will you give it a try when we work with my daughter? And I said, yeah, I'd be happy to. Let's give it a try. And so within the first 6 months of me working with her, I was able to decrease her curvature to keep her out of a brace and keep her out of surgery. And so that has been the beginning of my story of working with people with scoliosis. And then fast forward a few more years, I gave birth to my first son, gave birth to my second son, sold my first studio, and I wrote my first book on scoliosis. And I was like, you know what? I should really just get an x-ray and show people what my spine looks like. And at this point, I had an x-ray and my curve had increased to 35 degrees in my upper curve. And I had now developed a lumbar curve in the other direction, and it was at 25 degrees. And the doctor had told me it was never going to increase. That's why he never needed to see me again. So I had to put into practice all the research that I had read and everything that I was doing on all these other people. So a few years go by and I was able to decrease my upper curve to the upper teens and my low curve less than 10. And it's daily work, but the spine moves. And so I have to take my own medicine that we give all of the clients here with movement. And it's good. And so, I've been at this for almost 2 decades now, specializing in scoliosis for maybe a decade and a half. And I've had produced 4 books and an app and multiple studios. And so my latest book, I Have Scoliosis, Now What, is pretty much this just massive tome of research and pictures and exercises on just meeting people where they're at in their journey. Because a lot of people, they start and the number one thing they say is, I have scoliosis. Now what? They just don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. They're not getting the guidance that they need. And so that's the journey. And that's what we're here to meet people.
So, with you, you have your website. We can follow you on Instagram. When people say they don't know where to go, what would you suggest to them? How do they start researching where to go? Again, obviously, you are a wealth of information and a resource for others. But for those who may not be in this area, what do you suggest to them?
Yeah, so my clients or my staff and I, we work virtually with people all over the world on a weekly basis. So, so we do privates and we do groups virtually with people. And I would suggest start there. My desire is that people with scoliosis, they can find practitioners in their hometown to care for them. That being said, sometimes that's not available. And so for those people, virtual work is great, and sometimes we're able to train people in the towns where they live, and so they can get one-on-one care virtually. And we have actually this last weekend we had a big retreat at the studio called the Scoliosis Retreat, where people came in from all over the country to learn how to care for their backs, so then they can go home and continue to care for them there.
A lot of people deal with lower back pain, so kind of getting away from scoliosis, those who have lower back pain, any back pain at all, what's the first thing they need to do?
Yep. So if you look at the back, we have 5 little vertebrae that are holding up the entire upper torso. A lot of people, when they're, oh, my back's not strong, or my back this and my back that, if it's undiagnosed low back pain and there isn't necessarily a pathology with it, we need to look to the front of the body, and that's the core. That's the abdomen. The abdomen, in essence, kind of takes place of the rib cage, which is higher. In the thoracic spine and the rib cage and the upper mid back, we have kind of this bony circle to kind of help hold it up. In the low back, a lot of back pain takes place because there isn't that bony circle to help hold it up. And the abdominal muscles take place of that bony circle. And if we are no longer 12 years old and are running around a track and doing volleyball and jumping on a trampoline and playing with our friends and playing gaga ball and all these other things, and we're sitting at a desk for all these hours a day, it's just not getting activated. And so wise Pilates movement is a great place to start.
Okay. Movement is key. And from all the things that I've seen on your Instagram, because I have now looked at pretty much every video, you talk a lot about mobilization.
Yeah, you've got to move. So a healthy back there's going to be this balance between mobility and stability. And there has to be this even balance between them. We can be locked up, no mobility, and be in pain. We can and be strong even. And then we can have a ton of strength, or we can have too much mobility, like a dancer, strength, but or very mobile, but not enough strength. Or we can be locked up and not enough mobility. And the goal is we need to find an even balance between that. We need to find mobility and stability. And kind of the ultimate goal is that we would be able to control our mobility or control our stability. Mobile, stable, strong, flexible bodies.
I feel like we could make an entire 30-minute mornings on Main Street and sit and talk with you the entire time and just get all the information that you are able to give us. Thank you, Erin, so very much. Anything that I haven't asked you that you feel like people who are dealing with this need to hear?
When you're in pain, whether it's from scoliosis or from any other back pathology, the number one thing that you need to do is find courage to step out and go and try another practitioner. Because most likely you've tried a lot. You've tried a lot of PTs, you've tried a handful of personal trainers, group classes, and you probably are in pain, and probably some of them left you in pain. And you're the only one that can find the courage to take a step to go try something else. So I will leave you on that note.
I like that very much, because they do not need to be in pain or stay that way. Erin Myers, owner of Spiral Spine Resources and Pilates Studio in Brentwood, Tennessee. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up right after this. Welcome back. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant in Nashville that's not only known for its gyros and other wonderful foods, but also their burgers, out of all things. And I cannot wait to hear more about this. We have our food reporter and columnist, Catherine Mayhew, here to tell us all about Tasty and Delicious. And from the pictures, it looks tasty and delicious.
It is. I'm very much drawn to restaurants that can't quite get their act together. And this is one of them. But they get their act together where the food's concerned. And that's really the important thing. It's a little tiny place on Nolensville Road. It's got a neon sign out front that's flashing, fries, burgers. And inside it is, it's half fries and burgers, and then it's half Middle Eastern. And with a cheesesteak thrown in and maybe some fried fish. So it's kind of like, what is it? I don't know. but the burgers are awesome. And they have two kinds, smashed and stuffed.
So smashed and stuffed. Now, I know because of you treating us to other locations about smash burgers, I know exactly what that is. What do they stuff their burgers with? How is that done?
Well, they stuff their burgers with cheese. It's a half-pound burger, so it's a big burger. And some people who hear that are going to think, oh, it's a Juicy Lucy, which is a huge thing in the Midwest. And it's not. The Juicy Lucy, they have so much cheese in there that when you bite into it, it literally spurts out. At Tasty and Delicious, they take cheese slices and they put them in the middle of the burger, and the cheese kind of melts into the meat. And it's absolutely delicious. It makes the meat very juicy. It's the kind of burger that when you pick it up to take a bite, it drips from the bottom, and that's what you want.
Oh, I would say, okay, so when you went, did you try both burgers and something else? Did you?
No, yeah, we had both of them. The smash burger is a true smash burger.
Okay.
And this is something that really irritates me about some restaurants that say they have smash burgers, but they don't know how to do them. Tasty and Delicious knows how to do a smash burger. It's got those crispy edges all around the outside. And it's got that little bit of a grease factor in the best possible way. It's just absolutely delicious. And they do them on potato buns that are super soft, and they're grilled with butter. And then they have the ubiquitous secret sauce, which of course is like Thousand Island dressing. We all know that.
Yes.
Everywhere. And then they will top it with their normal toppings are what you'd expect: lettuce, tomato, pickles. But they'll also top it with bacon, barbecue sauce, pepperoni, blue cheese. They even have one that's topped with shrimp. Why shrimp? I don't know. But why not?
Well, considering they have gyros and items like that, falafels, I mean, do they top their burgers with any of that? Like, do they, I don't know, mix the two?
Curiously, they do top one with tzatziki sauce, which I'm sure people know is sort of a cucumber yogurt situation. But a lot of it is just very separate. Their Middle Eastern offerings are very basic. There's a gyro plate, there's a chicken plate, there's falafel, but it's done really, really well. It's like that perfect rice where every grain is separate, and very succulent meat with the gyro has like crispy edges around it, which makes it seem like they just cut it off of that giant spit. And they have pita that's really the good pita, not the stuff you buy in a grocery store. They're really super soft, luscious pita. So and a nice salad. It's got, iceberg and cucumbers and tomatoes, feta cheese. And it's a good, complete Middle Eastern plate.
I love it. I love another great burger spot there in Nashville, again, Nolensville Road. Catherine, thank you so much. Tasty and delicious. Another spot to add to our list of restaurants.
Yes, please go try them. Support local businesses completely. Support small local businesses always.
Done and done. Catherine, until the next time, we can't wait to see what you have in store for us next.
It'll be something tasty and delicious.
That we know. See you soon. All right, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up after this.
Here at Rock and Roll Sushi, we're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors that are big, bold, and loud. We're the only place to experience the rock you love and the rolls you love with the ones you love. Come see for yourself why we're the best sushi experience in town. Find us at 108 Morris Road in Clarksville, or visit our website at rockandrollsushi.com.
Thomas Drugs, serving our community since the early 1900s. We're a full-service drugstore and soda fountain located in a building on Main Street that is on the National Register of Historic Places. We have a staff of pharmacists with over 70 years of experience, and we are committed to offering the best care and service to our community. We're now offering healthcare testing and treatment with positive results, a one-stop shop. Stop by our pharmacy today or visit our website at thomasdrugs.net.
He shoots, and he scores!
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Main Street Sports Today strives to bring you the most timely and comprehensive coverage of sports news and more from Middle Tennessee and beyond.
We are at the Mailroom this afternoon. It is a hot spot in Clarksville since it opened last July. I have one of the owners with me, Wes Cunningham. This is a partnership with the Cunningham family. Mailroom, a part of Strawberry Alley. You may know that location, or Old Glory. Wes, thank you. I know you're busy and on the go all the time, so I can't tell you how much I appreciate your time.
We're excited to have you here, Stephanie.
Thank you. So let's talk about, first off, the Mailroom and the concept. Where did that idea come from? And how fun was it to develop it?
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. The whole idea started mainly because we love being in downtown Clarksville. We've been down at Strawberry Alley Ale Works for almost 5 years now, so our 5th birthday is coming up down there in a couple months. So we just really love being in Clarksville and being able to grow the downtown community. So when this building became available a few years ago, my dad, the late Tom Cunningham, he knew that he wanted to do something with this. It's such a unique and cool building, been here since 1935, built as the original, or built as the new post office when it moved from the current Customs House Museum. So a lot of cool history, and we wanted to be able to preserve that and bring it back to life so that everybody here in Clarksville can come back in the doors and just have a unique experience and just really make downtown a better place. So that's where the idea came from, and we got to work on it in late 2022, so it's been about 8 or 9 months in construction, and we've been fully operational here since July, so it's been wonderful so far.
So you really kept a lot of the original, because you look at the, I mean, is there a lot of original aspects still here from, I guess, that post office?
So the bones and the structure, this thing is concrete and steel, built in the 30s. So as far as the original post office, most of that had been removed in the 60s when they renovated it the first time around. But there's a couple components that we're really proud of. One is when you walk in the front doors, there's some Tennessee pink marble floors.
Oh, wow.
That's the same stone that is used on the exterior of the building. Okay. So really high quality materials that we wanted to preserve as much as we could. So the entrance is that Tennessee pink marble cut out of a quarry from East Tennessee. These large windows that you see in here, letting in all this natural light. You can see all these different views of downtown Clarksville. And then one fun part, it's not really noticeable from the post office days to now, but on the back deck, that's where the postal trucks would pull in and unload all the mail.
You know, this concept seems to be different from Strawberry Alley. How intentional was that from the get-go?
Well, we knew we had to do something that was different from Strawberry Alley. Right. People, you know, maybe the first impression is, oh, it's, you know, it's the same owners, it's got to be the same thing. Mm-hmm. Well, it's much different. What is the same is our commitment to the made-from-scratch aspect of the menu, the fresh ingredients. You know, we try to stay away from anything that's frozen. So we love that made-from-scratch aspect, but what we are making from scratch is totally different. So Strawberry Alley is a American brew pub. We're making our own beer, and you have some great dishes to complement that down there, where we wanted this to be maybe a half step up in the creativity and eclecticness of the menu, if that's a word. So we knew we had to preserve the American aspect, but we didn't want to have just comfort foods. Right. So alongside a really good pork chop and mashed potatoes, we've got a wonderful Korean beef burger, you know, some South American inspired dishes, and some fun cocktails. So when you're in here, you're right here looking at the bar, seeing your drinks being made. You can look into the kitchen and see the wood-fired grill in action. So we wanted the modern component. There's some historical features too. You can see the lights hanging along the front of the wall there. Those are replicas of the column lights on the front of the building. So Clarksville Foundry took one of them, and we were able to recast those lights that are matches of the original brass fixtures from the 30s. So To encapsulate that, we want it to be, modern and fun, but have a few touches from the historical period of the building as well. We're super fortunate for how it's all turned out and thankful for everybody around us.
Here at Rock and Roll Sushi, we're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors that are big, bold, and loud. We're the only place to experience the rock you love and the rolls you love with the ones you love. Come see for yourself why we're the best sushi experience in town. Find us at 108 Morris Road in Clarksville or visit our website at rockandrollsushi.com.
Thomas Drugs, serving our community since the early 1900s. We're a full-service drugstore and soda fountain located in a building on Main Street that is on the National Register of Historic Places. We have a staff of pharmacists with over 70 years of experience, and we are committed to offering the best care and service to our community. We're now offering healthcare testing and treatment with positive results, a one-stop shop. Stop by our pharmacy today or visit our website at thomasdrugs.net.
He shoots, and he scores!
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Main Street Sports Today strives to bring you the most timely and comprehensive coverage of sports news and more from Middle Tennessee and beyond.
We cover the teams you care about from preps to pros and bring some of the most influential voices in sports to keep you in the know.
Tune into Main Street Sports Today each Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Download the Main Street Media TV app.
Welcome back. As always, thanks so much for being with us here at Mornings on Main Street and sharing the shows and segments that we have. I do want to leave you with one final quote to kick off your Monday. You know, it is a new week, which means new opportunities. So a suggestion for all of us, let's think a little positively as we kick off this new work week. Again, thanks for being here. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.